guys, everyone. Spring class content. Spring guys. 615. Right. Spring MVC. In fact, what we are going to learn is Spring Boot MVC. Okay, guys. Ashish Singh, congratulations. Yes, guys. Spring Boot MVC. Yeah, what is the name? NTSPBMS. NTSPBMS 714. Okay. Spring Boot MVC intro. Spring Boot MVC intro. I'll change. NTSPBMS 615. Okay. February 22nd only, na boss? Yes, February 22nd. 20. Right, guys. Right, boss? Yeah. Fine, guys. This is going to be Spring MVC. Basically, we are going to learn in Spring Boot angle because we are going to learn every module in Spring Boot only, right? So that's why our main focus will be on Spring Boot MVC, guys. Right. Now tell me. Different models of developing Java web applications. What, guys? Different models of developing Java web application. Model 1, Model 2. Model 1, Model 2. Model 1, Model 2. Model 2 is also called MVC, boss. Model View Controller. Understanding my statement, guys? I'm just recalling. I'm not going to teach entire video. I know that I already shared video. Okay. The people who have not watched video, for them, I'm just summarizing. For them, I'm summarizing. Don't worry. Right, guys. Tell me, guys. Here, all logics will be placed in. Tell me. Either in servlet component or in JSP component. Okay. In this model of application development, if servlet components are used as main components, then the JSP components will not be used, and vice versa. Vice versa means what? Reverse is also true, guys. Reverse is also true. Every main web component like servlet or JSP component, every main web component like servlet or JSP component contains multiple logics. Contains multiple logic. Mix of multiple logics. Okay, mix of multiple logics. So we can say there is no clean separation between logics, guys. Okay. This model one architecture is suitable only for small scale web application development. Small scale web application development, guys. Okay. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Are you getting my point here, guys? Yes, guys. Tell me, guys, here the multiple logics of web application will be developed using multiple technologies by placing them in multiple layers. Are you understanding my statement, guys? By placing them in multiple layers. By placing them in what? Multiple layers. Is that clear, my dear? Come on. By literally simply placing them in multiple layers. Cool, guys. Right, guys. Since multiple layers are there, we can say there is a clean separation between logics. There is clean separation between logics. Okay. M for model layer. Okay. Contains. What is this? Contains business logic plus persistence logic. Okay, persistence logic. Yeah, basically represents data, guys. M for model layer, guys, contains business logic plus persistence logic. Basically represents data. Seriously, literally, basically represents data. Represents data. Okay. That is model. Okay. Yeah, business logic will be there in what class, guys? Service class. Next, persistence logic will be there what class, guys? DAO class. Understanding my statement, guys? View for view layer. View for view layer. Come on. Okay. Contains presentation logic. Okay. View for view layer contains presentation logic. Yes, guys. Nothing but UI logics, guys. UI logics. C for controller. C for controller, guys. Contain monitoring logics, guys. Simply, literally, solidly contains what logic, guys? Literally, solidly contains what logic? Monitoring logics, guys. Okay. Okay. Traces the activities. It will traces the activities, guys. Okay, boss. Fine. What is industry standard, guys? Model 1 architecture, Model 2 architecture. Model 2. Model 2 architecture is also called as MVC architecture. Understanding my point, guys? Prefer this architecture. Prefer this architecture to develop medium scale and large scale projects. Medium scale and large scale projects, guys. Super na boss, come on. Super, right. Industry standard is MVC, boss. Now I'm introducing one more thing. Yeah, the real industry standard. Okay, listen, guys. Suitable technologies for model layer. Suitable technologies for model layer. Tell me, what are the suitable technologies for model layer, guys? Suitable technologies. Java classes are. Spring Beans are. Spring Beans overall. Spring Beans are. Okay. Spring Beans with ORM code. Spring Bean with ORM code. Yeah, old days is AB component. We can use these many technologies, guys. Next. Suitable technologies. Are you understanding my point? Array, MVVM architecture is for Angular na, boss. That is Angular architecture. Are you bothered about Angular architecture as a Java guy? MV square M architecture is in Angular environment. Suitable technologies for controller layer. Okay. Servlet or servlet filter. Servlet or servlet filter. Okay. Suitable technologies for view layer. Okay. JSP, HTML, theme leaf, Angular, React. CSS, Bootstrap, all these are supporting technologies, Raga. Don't highlight them. React.js and etc. React.js and etc. Okay. All right. Fine, boss. Now time has come. Okay. Spring beans, spring beans with ORM. Fine. Yeah. Now listen, guys. Okay. Instead of developing controller component as normal servlet component or servlet filter component, it is recommended to develop. It is recommended to develop. Come on. Super guys. It's recommended to develop front controller servlet. Okay. That means servlet component based on front controller DP. Front controller is design pattern. Okay. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Right, guys. All industry, all MVC projects of current trend or MVC plus front controller. MVC with front controller. MVC with front. We can develop MVC with front controller, without front controller. But now current trend is what? MVC with front controller. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. Right, boss. MVC is not a design pattern. Is not a design pattern. I think long back I talked this. Is not a design pattern. It is an architecture. It is an architecture to develop layered applications in Java. Okay. While developing various layers, components. Are you understanding? While developing various layers and components in that architecture, we use multiple design patterns. Okay, as best practices. We use multiple design pattern as best practices. Clear, my dears? We use multiple design pattern as best practices. Simply as best practices. Right, guys. Generally, in the implementation of MVC architecture, are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. In the implementation of, we can see the following architecture based web application. We can see the following design patterns implementation. Tell me, guys. Okay, fine. Implementation. What are those, guys? I think everywhere DAO, service or business delegate, and delegate. Next, factory will be used. Front controller will be used. View helper will be used. Composite view will be used. And etc. DAO service we use in business logic and persistence logic. Factory will be used in different places. Front controller will be used while developing what? Front controller will be used while developing what? Come on. Controller component. View helper and view composite view will be used in what? View layer. Yes, guys. All these in model layer, guys. Required in model layers. Required in model layer. Required in controller layer. Required in controller layer. Super, guys. Required in view layer. Required in view layer. If it is Spring strategy, if you don't, first of all, don't think about Spring MVC. Please don't think. I didn't launch Spring MVC. Only side heading is that. Think in Java, Servlet JSP level only. Please. I'll say when Servlet JSPs are there, why should we go for Spring MVC? Then onwards, you start thinking about Spring MVC. You know that I'll start my discussion from 0%, right? Stop thinking about Spring MVC until I introduce. Just think about Servlet JSP environment only. Right, guys. Front controller. Front controller. The special web component of web application that acts as entry and exit point for all the HTTP requests. All are multiple HTTP requests. All are multiple HTTP requests. Okay. All are multiple HTTP requests. Right, guys. The special web component of web application that acts as entry and exit point for all are multiple HTTP requests, guys. Okay, guys. For all are multiple HTTP requests is called, what is that? Is called front controller. Front controller web component. Okay. Right, guys. Generally, one web application contains only one front controller web component. Front controller web component. Okay. Because then only it can be called as single entry point, single exit point now, boss. Right, boss. Next, we can take either servlet component or servlet filter component. I think there, you know that there are filters. So many people think that I learn core Java, I'll directly sit in what? Spring. As long as you are learning Spring core module, Spring JDBC, Spring data JP, you never feel importance of Servlet JSP. But once you come to Spring MVC, microservices, Spring REST, the remaining entire course, maximum remaining course needs the knowledge of Servlet JSP. That's why please don't neglect JDBC. Don't neglect servlet JSP. You cannot clear interviews. You really cannot really. And moreover, you cannot work with Spring MVC with maturity. Spring REST with maturity. You cannot work with microservices with maturity. It's something like this, guys. It's something like this. Learning directly words without learning alphabets. Is it going to work out? See, by seeing how others are speaking, you may speak the language. But can I say you are proficient in language without writing, without reading ability, without having reading ability and writing ability? Are you proficient in the language? Okay, guys. When you are called proficient in language, when you know how to speak, how to read, how to write, then we can say you are proficient in language, right? Okay, lot of South singers sings Hindi songs. Lot of North singers sings South India songs. I mean to say Southern India language songs. Telugu, Tamil, Kerala, Malayalam language song, Kannada language song. Can we say them they know language perfectly? No. They manage to complete the job. But we cannot say they are very proficient in the language, right? Okay. Everyone understanding my statement, guys? Ravi, congratulations, guys. Market is really nice. 26 lakhs package means it's a really good offer. Without microservice only, you got this much package means just assume once you keep microservice, that too my content of microservice. If you keep how much NASA package you will get, what kind of treatment you will get in the market. Yeah, we can take either servlet component or servlet filter component or JSP component as I think he kept 5 to 6 years experience, guys. Okay. As front controller component. Okay. But servlet component is recommended. But servlet component is recommended. Got it, guys? Super boss. Next. Servlet component is recommended, guys. A front controller servlet. A front controller web component. Web component. Okay, web component. Traps either all requests or multiple requests. Either all requests or multiple requests. Traps either all requests or multiple requests, guys. Okay. Applies common system services. Common system services. Performs navigation management. What, guys? Navigation management. Next, data management. Next, view management. Okay. View management. And lastly, delegates the response. Lastly, sends the response to browser. Sends the response to browser. Here, browser is nothing but client. Browser is nothing but client, guys. Let's see, guys. System services. Okay, guys. System services. The minimum services. The minimum services that should be applied. The minimum services. Come on. Yeah, JSP is also required, guys. The minimum services that should be applied after trapping the request is called, after trapping the request are called, what guys? System services. Examples, guys. What are example? Security, logging, auditing, and etc. Logging, auditing, and etc. Please listen, these terminologies reflex later. You know that when I build a concept, don't ignore it's a theory. All of a sudden it reflects in the coding. Reflects or not? Definitely it reflects in the coding. You know my style of presentation. I'll start from 0%. When I start from 0%, you think that SAR is very far from launching actual subject. But when I start connecting the dots, goosebumps will come. I hope it happened earlier. In MVC, it will happen again and again. Trapping request means what, guys? Okay, I will tell. Trapping request means interrupting the request going somewhere and taking it. Trapping, Babu, trapping. Okay, guys. Trapping, what can I explain, right? Trapping a girl, trapping a phone. Come on. Right. Right. It's not kidnapping, Babu. One thing is happening in its own way, but this fellow comes in the middle and takes the request. Come on, guys. Okay. See, you are going on your work, guys. Someone came and said, okay, Array, you have a money, na? Don't deposit in the bank, deposit in my scheme. You will get double money in 1 year. That is called trapping. Got it? Disturbing their regular flow and bringing them to you, bringing towards you. Okay, I know you understood, but you are unnecessarily dragging the things. And who is that Mahan Purush? Completed engineering, don't know the meaning, English meaning of trapping, boss. You are making me to explain trapping, muddy fellows. That's why Infosys Narayan Murthy, Wipro Premji so many times said, we are ready to expand. We are ready to provide opportunities to all youngsters in India, but they are not ready as finished products. Now I am understanding why he said that statement. Okay. Now I understood why he said that statement. Muddy fellow. And he is asking, and I am also shameless guy explaining that word by giving my dirty example, trapping a girl, trapping a customer. What? I am also shameless fellow. Okay. Navigation management. Navigation management. Okay. Takes the request by trapping the request. Yeah, by trapping the request. Tell me, it won't, request never comes to front controller, guys. It is intended to go somewhere, but it will trap it. Tell me, guys, take the request by trapping the request and delegates. Now delegates means what I say, passes. delegates, appropriate, okay, appropriate URI or URL request to appropriate what component? Handler component. Handler component. Handler component or class. Okay. Handler component or class. Taking the request by trapping the request and delegating or passing those. Okay. Passing appropriate URL or URI request to appropriate handler components or classes. Classes is called navigation management. Navigation management. Okay. Navigation management. Array, in simple words, guys. In simple words. Front controller sends write request to write handler class. Write request to write handler class. Everyone understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Okay. That's what I said, Rakesh. Don't be overconfident. Studies basics and come for advanced topics. Okay. Why I scold students, I will tell. Servlet Tomcat trap requests are. In my life, I never used this terminal, this combination, guys. Servlet Tomcat. What do you mean by servlet Tomcat? Right? Dirty fellow. You are saying Tomcat is servlet? Huh? In my life, I never used that experiment of terminology. That's why I say study basics. Okay. Server Tomcat, I know. Fine, boss. Tell me next one. System services. Okay. Array, Tomcat server is required to run the entire application. Okay, first server takes a request. In the application, who takes the request? Front controller takes the request. Server takes all requests coming to all websites. But within our web application, who takes the request? Front controller takes the request if it is there. Next, data management, guys. Wait a few minutes, wait. I'll give diagram, then you will get clarity. Data management. You know that? As I draw the diagrams a lot. Okay. Okay. Passing the data that is coming along with the request to appropriate. Passing the data that is coming along with the request to appropriate handler class. And passing the data to view component. Passing the data means here results, guys. Here what? Inputs, guys. View component, nothing but JSP components from handler class by keeping in required scope. Required scope. Required scope. Generally, come on. Generally request scope. Come on. Request to scope or session scope. Array, when inputs are changing request to request, outputs also will change request to request. Now, boss, when inputs are changing request to request, definitely outputs also will change request to request. What do you say, guys? Am I right? Okay. Generally request scope or session scope. Most of the time request scope only. Why? Passing data inputs that is coming along with the request to appropriate handler class and passing data results to view component. Come on, to appropriate view component. Okay, guys. Appropriate view component from handler class by keeping in request scope. Generally, request scope or session scope is called data management. At some part of industry, this data is called model, guys. So that's why they call it as model management. This data management is also called as model management. Yes, guys. Tell me. System services, navigation management. Lastly, what is that? View management. Okay, view management. Sending the results are outputs of generated by handler class by selecting appropriate view component having loose coupling. Tomorrow view component name is changed. We should not touch handler class code. Having loose coupling. View component technology changed, name changed, location changed. We should not touch Java code of the handler class. Having loose coupling. Are you understanding? Having loose coupling is called view component. Array, to choose a right handler class for right request, navigation management. To pass data from one place to another place, data management. To choose a right view component for right result, view management. Come on. First of all, model means data, view means servlet JSP components, especially JSP component. That acceptance should come into your brain, guys. That acceptance should come into your brain. Comfortable, guys? Come on, guys. Are you with me? Yeah. All these things are done by whom? Front controller. All these activities are done by whom? Front controller. That's the beauty. All these logics are there in what? Front controller. Okay. Handler class is a class where request processing is happening. Where we process the request. Either directly process the request or takes the support of what? Other service and DAO classes to process the request. No to one. Okay. System services. Data management. View management. Next, navigation management. Logics will be placed. What, guys? Logics will be placed. Logics will be placed in front controller servlet. That means entire flow of the application request to response will be under control and monitoring of front controller servlet component. Front controller servlet component. I hope you understood my statement, guys. Convinced with this? Right, boss. Front controller, guys. Next one, note 2. You see the diagram, you will get it. Handler class is Java class and also called as controller, not front controller, just controller class. Yeah, front controller is different, controller is different. Front controller is different, controller is different. Come on. Handler class is Java class, also called as what? Controller class. Either can process the received request directly or can take the support of service comma DAO classes. Service classes for the same. I think you convinced, guys. It can process on its own, but not recommended. What is good? Okay. Taking service comma DAO classes is good practice. Taking service comma DAO classes is can take the support of service comma DAO classes, guys. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Fine. What you liked, guys? Opening ready-made document, me typing and writing, doing all this stuff. Give me your opinion. I am against of opening document and teaching, guys. But still, sometimes I'm opening to save the time. Dynamic typing or opening the document. Typing only you like it? Fine. Then you are also like me. Right. Dynamic typing only good, guys. I also feel bored. Yes, guys. Tell me, here is my database software. No, if I open the ready-made diagrams, what happened? Totality misses. Flow misses. Okay. Browser, guys. Here is my front controller, guys. Here is my front controller servlet. Here is my bunch of controller classes, handler classes, guys, which are Java classes. Here is my bunch of service classes. Here is my bunch of DAO classes. Here is my database software as usual. Oh, 1 minute. If I use entire space like this, where I can adjust view component, I need to adjust view components also little bit now, boss. Yes, here are my view components. Here are my view components, guys. Super boss. Now listen. MVC MVC architecture, MVC arc plus front controller based Java web application. Java web application. Everyone understood my statement, guys? MVC architecture plus front controller based Java web application, boss. Java web application. Cool na, guys? Super. Controller, handler oblique controller, which is Java classes. These are Java class. They are not servlets, guys. Java classes. Service class. Again, Java classes. Super. Next. DAO class, guys. These are also Java classes. Next. Java classes. Rupikesh, did I introduce Spring MVC? Why are you trying to show your half knowledge in front of me, boss? Someone saying dispatcher servlet, sir. Wait a muddy fellow. Dispatcher servlet comes when I introduce Spring MVC. Did I make you to think about Spring MVC? What is my plan? I will tell you. Control your excitement. First, I will tell how to implement MVC architecture front controller without using any framework. Yes, I will show limitations of that. Then, which that makes us to think about implementing same architecture. Come on. Same architecture plus front controller design pattern based application using frameworks. In that list of framework, come on. In the list of framework, Spring MVC is one of them. Muddy fellow. Okay. Okay. This Mahan Purush, you don't watch videos and he will ask, you will think that he will ask great questions. Okay. See, now this fellow is asking me where we need MVC. Jump into drainage, muddy fellow. I asked to watch 2-3 videos 2-3 days before. I asked her, Nata. I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I have asked to watch. I know you don't know that. That's why I asked to watch. Today also I have given what? Introduction. At least by seeing this, he didn't understand why we need MVC. MVC encourages layered application, Ra Babu. Muddy fellow. Okay. Let it be. Please, until I use Spring MVC, now I am launching Spring MVC. Till that time, don't show your talent. I know some people worked on 1-2 applications of Dispatch Servlet without having clarity on what is what. Alright, to launch Spring Data JP, I have taken 3 days time, Ra Babu. Did you remember? In the day one only, I have given first example of Spring Data JPA. I started from where? JDBC onwards. Remember that? That's why your fundamentals are clear. Every module I should tell, control, control. Don't come to my session to show your half knowledge. I'll cut your tiles if you try to show your half knowledge from in front of me. Okay. Yeah, what is this? Front controller. Front controller servlet only I will take. Tell me guys, front control. What it will contain? System services, boss. System services, right? Okay, here what will be there? View component. View components. Or view component only. I'm taking multiple, that's fine. System services. Yeah. Now what it contains, my dear? Business logic, guys. This contains business logic. This contains persistence logic. This contains persistence logic. This contains just delegation. If service is there means it won't do anything, guys. Delegation logic. Just passing to service class. That's it. And here what? Presentation logic. Here is what? Presentation logic. Tell me here, what is that? Here, navigation management. After all, it's a front controller, ra babu. Navigation management. Data management. MGMT. View management logics. View management logics. View management logics. Okay, guys. This is a front controller servlet, guys. Okay, this is always having one special URL pattern. Okay, star dot do. Special URL pattern. Why special URL pattern? It should be in a position to able to take multiple requests. Star means all. Okay, dot do means whose request is having dot do, you trap it. This is called extension match URL pattern. You know that na? Extension. Servlet basics. Extension match URL pattern. Star dot do. Star dot. Okay. Or slash. Slash means all requests. Come on. Star dot do means whose request is having dot do extension. Whose request is having dot do extension. Okay. Some extent we can say request processing class. Some extent. Okay. Right. Since front controller servlet component, okay, should trap and take either all or multiple requests. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Either all or multiple requests. We need to configure. So we need to configure. Front. The front controller servlet component, either component having extension match URL pattern star dot do, or come on, extension match URL pattern, directory match URL pattern, directory match URL pattern, /x/y star, or come on, or having extension match URL pattern, or directory match URL pattern, or with slash, tell me guys, all requests. This is for all requests. Come on. Right, guys. This is for few requests. For few requests. For few. That means for multiple requests. Got it, guys? This is for. No, track is not required. Only trap is enough. Okay. For multiple requests. For multiple requests. This is for all requests, guys. I hope you enjoyed my statement, guys. Slash here. That's it, guys. Got the clarity, guys. Come on. Super, boss. Okay. Generally, what is this? One more point. Okay. With respect to each MVC architecture web application. With respect to each MVC architecture web application. Front controller servlet, only one number. Tell me, guys. Controller or handler classes, one per module. Service classes, one per module. Come on. DAO classes. Array, I said so many times, guys. Generally, one per DB table. Everyone remembered? Array, all these are new, na? All these are new. Array, specialty of my students is developing applications according to industry scenarios, right? We play with layered applications like anything. Only today extra is front controller and controller classes, right? Remaining all are same or not? Remaining all are old only, right, boss? Okay, earlier I used to take Java class as controller, that is one per project. But now controller is different, front controller is different, right? Controller is just a helper, it can be in multiple numbers. Front controller only one number. Controller cannot handle HTTP requests directly. Front controller can handle HTTP requests directly. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay, tomorrow I'll cover what is the difference between what? Front controller and normal controller. Today you don't worry about it. Yes, boss. Tell me here. No, slash is not reserved for front controller, guys. Other normal servlet also can use. But generally when slash is there, it automatically behaves like front controller. Yeah, by using navigation logic, it go to appropriate controller class. By using delegation logic, It goes to appropriate service class. There it processes the request. Okay, by using business logic. By using, after processing request, generator results given to DAO. DAO contain persistence logic. Okay, to persist the results and inputs onto the database software. Right, guys. Okay, so there are so many people, guys. They don't know front controller, but they work for projects. Anyone is like that? At least today you got clarity, boss. Yes, guys. Yes, boss. From there, control comes back. From there, control comes back. Nice, boss. Okay. Result comes back, guys. Result control. Yeah, now using view management logic, it will go to appropriate view component. Their presentation logic takes place. Ayo. What logic takes place, guys? Presentation logic takes place, guys. Super. After that, what next? Okay. Finally, response goes to browser. Finally, response goes to browser. I hope you enjoyed the flow, guys. Right. Now tell me. Request to URL s1.do. Request to URL s1.do. Here is my request, guys. Request URL s1.do. Here is my request. Are you getting my point here, guys? Yes, s1.do match. It will trap the request or not? Come on. Super, super. Yes or no? Slash. Slash means all request. Again, trap the request. It's up to you, guys. There are some special situation. Come on, listen. Where we don't want to see certain requests getting trapped. Array, I'm clicking about us hyperlink. Why should I trap? About us, it's a static content, right? About us, contact us. These are small static contents, guys. What is need of trapping those requests, applying common system services? Those requests I want to send directly to those components. No MVC, nothing. No MVC, nothing. At that time, this is very useful concept or not? Okay, boss. This is number one. Traps the request, apply system services. Okay, using navigation management logic goes to appropriate controller class. Okay, using delegation logic and navigation management logic goes to appropriate service class. Service class executes the business logic. Come on, executes the business logic. Generated inputs and outputs together passes to what? DAO. 5. Okay, here present persistence logic executes. Whatever data that came for persistence goes to database software in the form of SQL query, right? Okay, and persistence happens in database software. Okay, whatever query execution results will come here. Query execution results will come here. SQL query results. SQL query results. 7, 8. This is 9, guys. From there comes back, guys. Whatever results that are generated, it will keep in a scope. After that, data will be kept in a scope, guys. After that, control comes to this 11, 12. Nice, boss. Next, let me not highlight here, guys. Okay, anyhow, it is kept in a scope. Here is my 11. Next, 12, guys. Control goes to view component. Control goes to view component. Presentation logic executes. Whatever data that is kept in scope, that will be gathered. Indirectly, this data will be gathered. From here to here, data comes indirectly, na boss. Year to year, whatever data generated, that travels here, right? Okay. Presentation logic formats the results. Presentation logic formats the results. Okay. 14. Right. The results goes. And here 15. Response, guys. Here 15 simply response was. Okay. 11 is what? From controller data comes here. From controller, control comes to front controller. Using data management logic, results will be kept in a scope. So 13 is missed. 13 is presentation logic, my dear. 13 is presentation logic. What's happening? Formatting the results. Applying bold, italic, table, colorfuls. Beautician work, babu. Because results will come as what? Raw results. Beautifying the results will happen through presentation logic only, na? Okay. Okay, guys. I hope you understood. Tell me, don't you think it is acting as an entry and exit point for every request, guys? It is acting as a security guard in front of office. He will trap your entry, he will trap your exit, right? Applies common system services. And he knows which person should be sent to which place, right? Front controller is like security guard in front of office. Or front office receptionist. Better example. Front office receptionist. Front office receptionist. Traps everyone's entry. Traps everyone exit. Apply common system services. Monitoring who is coming, who is going, right? And delegates right person to right cabin. Front office people, that's why it's named as front controller. Once again, see the flow. Gives the request. Front controller traps the request. Applies common system services. Using navigation management logic, chooses the appropriate controller, goes to that controller. Controller passes to appropriate service class. Service passes to appropriate DAO. Business logic generated results and inputs comes to DAO. DAO saves them into database table. Okay, by executing SQL queries. SQL query execution. Here SQL query execution. When SQL query executed, results will come. Come on. Results will come. Those results are given to service. Service gives the results to controller. Now controller keeps those results in a scope. Understanding my point, guys? Here I want to add one message. Results in scope, guys. Nothing but data management. Keeping results in scope is nothing but data management. Red color. Results in scope, guys. Seriously, results will be there in scope. Yes, next 11 comes 12. Those results from control goes to view component through scoped manner. JSPR view component gets those results. Applying presentation logic formats the results. Formatted results comes to front controller. Front controller sends formatted results to browser as a response, and that results will be displayed in the browser as a web page. Here is my web page, guys. This is going to be 16. Clarity, crystal clear clarity. Come on. Sir, what about next request? Here one or other hyperlink will be there. Again, hyperlink generated request will be trapped by front controller. Delegated to controller. Again, service. Maybe same methods or different methods will execute this time. It's a continuous flow. This is a perfect MVC architecture flow with front controller support. Come on. With front controller support, guys. Got it, guys? Still Spring MVC not introduced. I'm just telling, before arrival of framework, how best they have developed MVC architecture projects by adding front controller servlet. So that's why don't think that Spring MVC only can develop MVC architecture projects. I don't agree. They came a few years back. Before that, people used to work with the Servlet JSP directly to develop MVC architecture based project, and that was this. You know, if you attend my design pattern batch, I will be developing one framework in front of you. In design pattern, while teaching front controller, I just like that by taking 2-3 days time. By taking 2-3 days time, just like that, I create one framework. Spring MVC alternate framework, Struts alternate framework, we just develop like that. Okay, that day, if possible, I'll call you people also. Right, guys. Vikram. Hare Vikram, every Spring REST controller is having dispatcher servlet, na? It's a API gateway is BOP ka BOP, front controller ka BOP. In every Spring REST application, who is taking HTTP request? Front controller or not? That means in every REST application, dispatcher servlet is there, which is front controller, right? Okay. Talking to multiple databases, Spring data JDBC, I will take on weekends. One fine weekend I will take. People are excited to learn Spring MVC. That's why I started MVC. Joule is not front controller. Joule is bigger than that. BOP ka BOP. Each Spring REST application is a web application. Muddy fellows. Each Spring REST application is a web application. Each Spring REST contains front controller. Then how can you say API gateway is front controller? Waste fellows. You are not my students at all. It's API gateway itself separate design pattern, Babu. API gateway itself separate design pattern. Got it. Front controller ka bap. At least now you understand. Each MS one web application. So many MS, so many front controllers, right? Come on. Muddy fellows. Then how can you say API gateway is front controller? Are this point only for morning student, not for evening batch student. Evening batch students, forget about that discussion. Don't confuse yourself. Okay. New Spring batch. Spring Basic, Spring Boot, microservice batch. Where? From when? March 10th, 7 a.m. March 10th, 7 a.m. Right, guys. Yesterday's videos, you need one more time, huh? Okay. Fine, boss. Okay, don't miss introduction. Don't miss introduction. Today's notes for other remaining classes not uploaded. I'll upload now. Okay. Payment module, you should have a control on microservices, boss. That's a paid one. We cannot access them. Yes. Swaroop Samantha, you can take permission from admin for that. Yes. Yesterday's document uploaded today morning. Can we convert Hindi text to speech Java? There are third-party APIs for it. AOP videos are misplaced, guys. One day I have to sit. Jira, I will provide the video, right? Microservice start date takes time, guys. Don't ask me like that. Yeah, you can attend interviews after MVC course.